We're standing loud and standing tall. We're ready for the fight. This is Spurs. This is our club. Come on, you lily whites. Hey, lily whites, lily whites, lily whites, lily whites. Come on, you lily whites, lily whites, lily whites, lily whites.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Am I in? I don't know what's going on. My thing's frozen. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think you can hear me, but my camera isn't working again. Ah, well, never mind. I'll have to try and see if I can fix that. There's something wrong with the StreamYard. It isn't my camera. I don't know what is going on with it. But I will try and fix it, guys. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it happens to be for you. I hope you are doing very well. Today we will be talking about some of the transfer stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the transfer stuff. And then what I will do, there we go, it's fixed. And then what I shall do is put the link in for everybody to have their say about the Charlton game. And then we can talk about the Newcastle game. And if you want to talk about any of the transfer stuff, of course, you are always welcome to speak about that as well. But let me first say hello to everybody that has joined me already, nice and early doors. Big up to Aussie Ange, hi folks in the chat, plus the Galactico and the following GOAT on the panel. What a super victory overall. One we can be proud of. 5-1 is no easy feat, a fantastic performance. It was a good performance, Aussie Ange, but I'm not banking on everything on it that the next match will be the same, but we shall see. Hopefully it will be good. Now we've got some more players coming in. Big up to Rodney Martin. I hope you are well. Yes, offered a better deal, but can we offer him Champions League or a shot at the Prem yet? No, we can't. I think you're talking about GAKPO. We will get into that news as well. And if we are dealing with Forest, how about throwing in Bergvall some money and getting Gibbs White? Well, we'll also be discussing this. TTID. I hope you're well this morning, though. Big up to Ryan, who is a member. Morning, Mia. How's your foot today? How's the weather and how's the Lego? It's almost finished. Is it almost finished? Are you joking with the amount of pieces there are? And other Tottenham, it's almost finished, and Tottenham away, always making things complicated, but we get what we want in the end, Mia. Yes, so that's a lot of questions. My foot's absolutely fine now. Thank you very much for asking. It only was a day or a bit that my toe was hurting, but I survived. The weather is a bit of a funny day today. It's cloudy, sunny, but quite warm, I think, still. The Lego, he is on bag 3. But yeah, there are a lot of bags of Lego. Like, let me tell you, he's got 2 boxes of the Lego out in their bags, and there's a massive pile of them. I don't even want to pick it up to show you because I'm worried about it's going to fall. So, yeah, he's getting there, though. He's looking good. Every single time he completes a bag, I'm actually taking a picture to see, like, to show the gradual making of it. So, interesting. Yeah, we've got our man. Oh, I got the man I wanted anyway. I don't know about anybody else. With, of course, the signing of Mamouche. TTID, I was just talking to TTID. Aussie Ange saying, hello, me, I hope you're well. 8 players in. I'm praying we get another 2. GAKPO, MGW, even make them even. Most negative Spurs fan believe we have a great chance of top 6. It all depends on how they gel. Yeah, listen, the thing about it is, Aussie Ange, is that it's all well and good saying that we want to get more players in, but it is sometimes difficult for them to gel. So you don't want to get too many in and they don't gel, because I think that's not going to work. So you really need to be cautious when you do that. Like, in my eyes anyway, I feel like you need to be a bit cautious because you don't want to mess it up for yourselves. And that is potentially what you could do. Aussie Anne saying, like and subscribe to the channel, people, and it's free. Indeed, it is. As I say, I will be putting in the link after I have a little chat about some of the transfer stuff. And then anyone who wants to join me is more than welcome to come and join. Hello, Lee. Big up to you. I hope you're well. I hope the family is well as too. Big up to you. And please make sure you go over to Lee and subscribe to him, please. Everyone hit the like button and the subscribe button. Big up, Lee. Big up to you. Like I say, I hope you are well. So let's get into some of the transfer type stuff. And like I say, I will be putting the link in a bit for you guys to come and join me. And we can talk about the games, the game coming up. And also if you want to talk about the Charlton game, you are obviously more than welcome to. Big up to Janice. I hope you are well. And also to Josh, good morning, Mia, and about to make the 5-hour journey down for the game tomorrow, praying for a win. I absolutely am hoping, Josh, that you come down and get a win. Yeah, that is a long-ass journey, I must say. I actually travelled to Scotland when I was a kid, and that was maybe about 6 hours, 7 hours, I think it must have been. It was long. It was a long journey. I actually still got my train ticket for it. I've got like a little memory box, so... Yeah, I'm really, really hoping that you do get that win, Josh, because going down here and then not being able to see a win is just, yeah, you don't really want that at all. So Donnelly looks like he is going to go out on loan to Luton. So Jamie Donnelly is in advance talk to Luton Town on a season-long loan deal. So... it looks like, yeah, he will be going. I think it's probably best for him right now. I don't see him getting much game time with the players that we're bringing in and stuff. So for me, I feel like these youngsters that are like maybe not quite ready for the first team, but need to get minutes, need to go out on loan. That's just my personal opinion. But some people think that that isn't a good idea. But yeah, for me, I think they should go out on loan. So I am more than happy to see Donnelly go out on loan. I don't know about you guys. Please let me know, obviously, what you think, what you're feeling about this situation. Would you have kept Donnelly? Do you think it's worth keeping Donnelly? Let me know what you think, because obviously people might say, like I say, that he can start, maybe get some minutes. So grab my water bottle. Yeah, so well, I don't think he would though. That's my thoughts. I just don't think he would get any time. So personally, not for me. Not for me. He wouldn't need to stay. So let me know, guys, like I say, what you're thinking. And if you're watching this on playback, please make sure you're putting comments in the comment section, as it does really help. The next topic we are going to be speaking on is Scarlett. So Dane Scarlett has had interest from a few different teams in League One. So the ones that he has got interested in him currently are Reading, Huddersfield, Notts County, Leyton Orient, Burton and Wimbledon, as they're looking to bring in new strikers. So there is quite a few teams that are actually looking into him or on their radar, if you like. But the type of teams that are looking at him, I think, shows what he is about. Like, I just don't think he has got it. I really thought he might come in and maybe show a little bit more, but he just ain't done it. He just hasn't. So I think we should get him gone. It would be pure profit because, of course, he's homegrown. He's an academy kid. So that would mean money for us to go into the pot, which obviously isn't a bad thing at all. I don't think that it, like I say, for me, the money thing doesn't matter. We're going to always bring money in and spend money. So money in, money out, I'm not too fussed. But of course, it will be pure profit. So the PSR thing, it does sort of help that. But yeah, for me, I think the level of club that are looking at him just shows what his level is. That's, you know, that's how I kind of see it. I think no higher level of level club are actually looking at him. So yeah, for me, it's one of those. He was an academy kid, he is academy kid, but he just never was good enough, in my opinion. or he's not shown enough anyway. Big up to you, Marcus. I hope you are very well today. So yeah, let me know, like I say, what you think about Dane Scarlett and about the teams that are in for him. Let me know what you think about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is to do with Sarr, Papamata Sarr. Overnight, they've said that there has been progression with us getting a deal done with Nottingham Forest. So this is a little interesting because obviously the next topic I'm going to talk about. Big up to Drilla. Hope you are well this morning. Nottingham Forest have made progress in the Papamata Sarr deal in recent hours. Talks with Tottenham have advanced and could lead to paid loan with an option to buy. So, I mean, that's obviously a player that we want to get off of the books. If they pay us for a loan with an option to buy, I guess the thing is, I would rather have not a loan payment to pay and there was an agreement to buy, like they have to buy him, because then that's next year's problem again. So I'm not actually too happy about that one, I must admit. I'd rather he have what's it called? Oh, I can't think of the bloody word, but yeah, I'd rather we have an obligation. That's the word, an obligation to buy. But it is what it is, right? We need to get him gone. So, you know, that's the thing. We need to get him gone. He needs to be not registered. So we have to find a way. And if this is the way, I mean, there's not much we can really do about that, I guess. Let me know what you think about the Papamata Sarr thing. Are you disappointed with, like me, that it might not be an obligation to buy? I don't know if the other teams that were in for him were also offering, if they were offering an obligation to buy, if it was a loan or a direct buy or not. So I'm not sure entirely about that. I'm glad Spurs brought in Savio and Mamouche so Arsenal can run away with the league again this season, because we can't see 115 FC win this season. I mean, Jay, this season's open in my eyes. You just never know what might happen, eh? I don't. Were they go harsh but true? I don't know if I'm misreading that, Julla. Morning to you, Fiona. I hope you are well. Good morning, Siggy. I hope you are well as well. Yeah, as I say, for me, the Nottingham Forest thing, I would say, is not exactly what I would have wanted, but it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Then this sort of follows on to the next story that I should be talking about, which is that Neco Williams is apparently not for sale. So, according to this, Nottingham Forest have told interested clubs that Neco Williams is not for sale. Despite strong Tottenham Hotspur interest, Spurs have made the Wales international a major target as Roberto De Zerbi seeks another option at left back. I mean, he can play both sides, so I'm not entirely sure why I would seek someone at left back, because we've got plenty of options there. So, yeah, like I think that we've got options there. So I'm not entirely sure why they've said that, but he can play both sides. He's not apparently for sale. But if we get this Sarr deal done, they also want Bergvall, right? So, I mean, could we strike up a deal to try and get Neco Williams? Because Neco Williams, although everybody wants Morgan Gibbs-White, I feel like Morgan Gibbs-White's position is important too, but we've got lots of players in that position that are just not fit. So it feels like that we probably need the other position slightly more urgently, and he's homegrown. So, I mean, it kind of kills two birds with one stone, but I'm not sure that they're going to be willing to do it, if I'm honest. Don't care where they go. I know it's harsh, but true. Yeah, your phone. Of course, it's the phone, Dullah. Offer Sarr Bergvall 90 million for MGW, and he won't be fit. Did he get injured? Dan, big up to Dan Hotspur Hood. Please make sure you go over and subscribe to him. I thought that think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think Morgan Gibbs-White got injured, or was it Neco Williams that got injured? I think one of them is injured, as far as I can remember. But listen, like I say, I feel like that although we have got, like I say, a lot of players injured in the position of Morgan Gibbs-White, I think that position is, of course, something we need to look at. But I think because we've got players there, it's less urgent. We haven't got somebody to compete with Porro. So honestly, I think that's probably a slightly bigger issue. Sorry, on the iPad, they won't be fit, our 10s. Yeah, no, I get that, Dan. They're not fit. But the thing is the way I see it is that you could definitely put somebody in that position. And whilst it's not ideal, if Porro goes down, we have to put Archie Gray there. So what I'm trying to say is that what's worse, the cover for the position of a 10 or the cover for the left of the right back? Could Mamouche not go in the 10? Could you not put Mamouche there? So, and also Kudos can go there, right? So, I mean, at the minute, Kudos isn't fit, but well, he's training, but we don't know how fit he is. So he can play that position. I think that Mamouche could possibly play in that position. So, I mean, there are probably options. No, we need him as a 9. Yeah, no, I get that. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is the options for the 10 are better than the options for the right back. So I would rather get Neco Williams right now because I feel like that's an option that we've got less coverage in. Although it's not the best coverage in for the attack, I feel like we've got some coverage. So that's what I think. Well, listen, that's my opinion. Of course, everybody is welcome to their own opinion on it. I will be putting the link in a little bit anyway. So if anybody wants to come on and, of course, have their say, you are always welcome to come in and have your view on it. So the new away dressing room. So what we have done, I don't know if you've seen it, guys, is we have changed the dressing room to make it less comfortable for any away teams coming in. So, I mean, I think a lot of people said that our dressing room was a little bit too nice, you know, when they go away, when we go away, there's obviously that air of being, you know, uncomfortable. It's not the greatest, you know, like it's that little bit of a, you know, we're going to make it like that for you because you are the opposing team. So I think that it's probably a small little change, but I mean, it's all maybe edging towards us being a little bit more mindful of the away, like the away team, not making it too nice for them, making it a bit more of a fortress at Tottenham. Because, you know, at White Hart Lane, we want them to come and not be happy. We want them to come and be really uncomfortable, right? So, yeah. For me, that's exactly what you want to do. No, MGW, as he's a massive improvement on what we have. Yeah, that's fair enough, Dan. That is fair enough. Good making it smell like woolwich, make it dirty. Yeah, definitely. Probably wouldn't be hard to do neither, to be fair. You could easily make it a bit like stinky, for sure. So the next thing we're going to talk about before I put the link in is going to be the GAKPO situation. So we had Fabrizio Romano come out and speak about the GAKPO situation, and he said that it's now become complicated. Now, this is what he said. The CODY GAKPO situation has taken a complicated turn. Fabrizio Romano has revealed before Liverpool can make a move for another new winger they want after Barcola deal is done, GAKPO may first need to leave for either Tottenham or Man City. Interestingly, GAKPO has agreed personal terms with Tottenham, but his agency, SEG, is also in talks with Manchester City, with 2 Premier League giants now seemingly involved. The deal is becoming increasingly dicey and unpredictable. So, you know, I think that he's obviously already agreed the terms with Tottenham, but that doesn't mean that City is completely out of the race, I guess. But what I would say is that he's going to go to City and not get much time, right? So I can't imagine why he'd want to do that. Because at the end of the day, surely he'd want to go to a team where he knows he's going to get minutes, because that was sort of the problem when he has been at Liverpool. So for the life of me, I can't understand why he would want to go to City over us for that, like, and not play. So of course he will go there, and he's more likely to win something, absolutely. But he's more likely to win something but not play. And I thought basically that's why he was trying to get out of Liverpool in a way, because he wasn't going to get playing time because they're buying in new wingers, right? So it kind of doesn't make too much sense to me. I don't know if it's anybody else sees it any differently, but yeah, for me, I just think, well, why would you do that? You're like going out of one team that doesn't want to play you as much, and then you're just going to another team that does that. So yeah, I don't really get that, if I'm completely honest. The link is in. I've already got someone in very quickly. It's Ryan. So we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We're going to talk about the games in a minute as well, Ryan. So if anybody else wants to come in, of course, you're more than welcome to come in and have your say. Read these comments. Romano's been so wrong this transfer window. I mean, of course, he could be wrong, TTID. Absolutely. Get someone on a scooter, jump in and take their stuff. Yeah. Tell them they're going to get some sort of a weapon, maybe, and threaten them like they do in Woolwich. Yeah, I'm from around that area, so is Dan, so we know what it's about in Woolwich. Big up to you, Ryan. So yeah, what did you come on to have your say about?
Look, right, this GAKPO thing, where everyone just calm down. It's going to happen. I'm Mythic Ryan today.
Fair enough.
Seriously, it's got to happen, because Mia, he's leaving Liverpool to get minutes on that pitch. He's not going to get that at City.
That's what I'm saying.
And he wants us as well. And he wants us. He's 100% behind wanting us. So I don't see why he'd go to Man City over anybody else. I guarantee you, by the deadline day on September
1st.
Thank you. I was going to say the 2nd for some reason, because it usually always ends on the 2nd, doesn't it? Usually, I can see it happening where we get him on the 1st of September.
Fair enough. Just to let you know, let's talk Tottenham. Yes, Romano did a video on it and spoke about the GAKPO situation. So that was directly from Romano's video that he had said that. Jimmy, big up to you. GAKPO wants City more wages, more tournaments, involvement. Listen, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. GAKPO lives in Manchester. That could be a pulling factor. Let's talk Tottenham. Of course, it could be, or it could be that he doesn't want to go to a more of a rival, because he might see that Manchester is more of a rival and he might not want to go. I don't know. You just don't know, obviously, what lives in people's heads. He might live in Manchester, but he might want to come to London. You don't know, right? Because London's a big pool as well. So I get you. We don't know what he's actually thinking, but he has already agreed terms with us, and he hasn't agreed terms yet with City. And if he does, then that would be a different story, right? But he hasn't currently, from what we know.
See, Mia, I don't think that all of that's true. I think he's one of these that is. I know when what Danny says, yeah, right, money talks. And I respect Danny a lot. Right? But also what Danny has said is not all players are chasing the money. If I'm wrong, Danny, either come in and rephrase it for me, or put it in the chat and rephrase it for me. But
from what I know, from what Dan said to me in the past, and when I've spoken to him, he does believe that most players are mercenaries and they will go for money. I think that's his opinion. Let me know, Dan, if I'm wrong, but from what I remember of what he said to me directly, I think that's probably
that's
where
what
he's
I
at.
said that's why I also said that he can rephrase me as well if I was wrong as well. Just putting it out there. But no, but I just don't think Cody's one of those. I think if he says he wants someone, I personally think he'll stick to the agreement. I don't think he's one of these that want just the money, and that's why I don't agree with what was just said there personally. But look,
There we go.
like you said, we don't know.
But a lot of money talks. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to rephrase, but I obviously Danny's the best at rephrasing it in his way, and I can't, and I don't want to talk for anybody. But I was trying to phrase it like that. But yeah, you know. But no, seriously, I just think that I think Cody will stick to the agreement. I can't see why not. And if I'm wrong about this, then fine, I'm wrong. But I see him being an honourable person. Once he says something, he'll do it personally. But that's just me up.
Let's talk. Tom says tricky from that sense. Liverpool want extra cover before they would be willing to consider the exit of GAKPO. I think this one goes down to deadline day. Yeah, from what Romano said, let's talk Tottenham though. He said that basically the reason it is complicated is because they need to sell GAKPO before they get somebody else in. So they need to secure another player and then let GAKPO go to have that money to be able to buy that player. So yeah, it's definitely a bit more of a complex one. Football players' work life is short and they take as much as they can get, hence the Saudi. Yeah, some players obviously are definitely more about that. Some players do actually want to play football as well, because it's not, the thing is they can get all that money, but they want to actually play football. So obviously, yeah, money does definitely talk a lot of the time, like Dan said. But I think with this situation, I think that GAKPO isn't going to leave Liverpool to go to a team where he doesn't play, because he could just stay at Liverpool and get paid, right? But he doesn't want to do that. So it brings me to the conclusion that he is somebody who does want to play football. I'm not saying that's for sure, but...
And Mia, this is why I said to you yesterday, all roads lead to Cody. Simple. Because there's no good ends at the end of the day.
Fair. Well, like I say, if anybody else wants to join in and come in, the link is there. If you're new to me, you have to have your camera on, and I have to see you so I know that you're okay.
You always know I'm okay, Mia.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let me just sorry, I'm just messaging the boy.
No, you're cool. How is the Lego going on, Mia? Like, I know you said there's he's on his third bag, but like, how many bags has he got left to do?
Oh, he's got loads, like bloody loads. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much he's actually got. I'm just blown away by this amount of Lego, if I'm honest with you. It's crazy. And that's not all of it. He's still got one more box he hasn't emptied yet. Oh no, no, he's got one more box. So this is the box. This is one of the boxes, and it's got Lego all in it. That's like just for the bags of Lego.
Oh no! Is that what the other box came in as well, Mia?
Yeah, and then oh god, I'm trying to lift it up. I just dropped it all. But there's bags, and it's all the bags are there, and their Lego's just fallen off. But that's all the bags that he's got that are just ready to go. So yeah.
Mia, I feel bad for you a little bit.
Big up to Julia.
Big up, Julia.
So, oh God, one of the dogs has got the bags of Lego. God damn it. Right. Quickly then, you need to talk about this while I sort out this, because obviously otherwise I am going to get into trouble with the boy for dropping all his Lego everywhere. Recap, tell me what your thoughts and feelings were about the Charlton game quickly, and then we will move on to the Newcastle game.
Look, right, me, I kind of like think it's got off to a kind of a good start. It was boring until Mikey Moore scored, to be honest. and it just felt like it was before Mikey scored his goal. It was like feeling like I'd say a Thomas Tuchel kind of build up to the start to it, and it was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing watching this? What am I doing here? So I was just like sitting down, watching it, playing a few games on my phone, and then when Mikey scored, I was like, yeah, now I'm intrigued to see what's going on. When that happened, I thought we was only going in 1-0 at half time. Let's put it like that. I didn't think we was going to be going 2-0 in. And the goal from Mikey, well, where do I start with that? That's on a whole. That was like, I wouldn't say it was a world-class goal, but it was a good goal. Like, literally, it was crazy. And for someone at his age, there's definitely talent in there. But I think like I said, he needs a loan, and I actually think he might need a loan to actually a lower end Premier League team like our Coventry, or because I know Hull are not going to stay where they are for the whole season, and if they do, that would be remarkable. But I think a Hull would be a good place for him, or somewhere like that, a bottom half Premier League team. And if Hull stay there, look, if Hull stay there, good luck to them. If they get a European place, good luck to them. I don't think they will, because it's the table, like we all know, the table's screwy for the first 10 to 15 games anyway. So somewhere like one of the newly promoted teams, maybe even send him on loan to an Aston Villa, because they'll be down there this year. Mia, even though they've got Champions League, right? I think sending him on loan to somewhere like a Villa who are going to be in the bottom half this year, I'd take that. Even a Crystal Palace, even I'd even give him to Crystal Palace, because they need players in at the moment.
I know, but I don't think that it's going to happen. I think because he's going to Cologne, so he will be going abroad.
Yeah, no, obviously that's what I would want to happen, though, Mia. Do you know what I mean? So, because that's what I would like to happen. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but it'd be nice if it would have, because he would have had a bit more experience to in the Premier League, but with a club that's not likely to stay there. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, there is a talent in there, and I think we saw a part of it come out for that first goal. Then the second goal, well, I can't even remember who scored the second one now. It's gone out of my head.
So the second goal was Solanke.
Oh, Solanke, yeah. Solanke was like doing just normal Solanke type things. It wasn't anything generational. It wasn't anything special. It was just a normal goal that Solanke you'd expect to score kind of thing. It was nothing special. Then Danso for the third, his first goal for the club. Look, I can't believe it's taken him this long, but I get why it's taken him this long, because he hasn't been playing week in, week out. But look, fair play to the guy. Look, I like him. I don't like him as a starter, but I like him as a backup. But obviously, if he does get a chance to start at any point, I'm not gonna be disappointed. Let's put it like that, Mia, because Danso, there's something about him that I just don't know what I like about him, kind of thing, if that makes sense, Mia. There's something I like about him, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I like Danso too, bless him. I think that he's a bit of an old school sort of defender. He's very good with his head. He's very good. He's very good aerially. So, like, he's a very good. He's got a good aerial presence. Not many of our other ones actually have. So, I think probably that's where I would say with him. So
with Danso, right? I think it's got to be something to do with that old school kind of defending, because that gives me an urge of like warmth inside. Do you know what I mean? Where you feel like you know like when you got like, I don't know, your dogs, and you feel comfortable and warm around them.
Yes, I most certainly do. I do love my doggos.
See, so that's how I feel about Danso when I see him, because that's how I feel about the old school defenders. They're like, keep me nice, warm, fuzzy. The only explanation I could probably use
Big
for
up.
it is if I had a nice woman lying next to me, keeping me warm at night.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't really know where we're going with this, with the whole
no.
Danso thing, but big up to Spursy across the pond, and also to Simon. Big up to you. You're both welcome to come on. The link is in the chat pinned. So if you want to come on and have your say, we're going to be talking about the Newcastle game after this. So I would love to hear your opinions on it as well, because obviously it's always interesting to hear other people's opinions. To me, yeah, he's old school. He's not very good with the ball at his feet though, Danso, but I do like Danso. You know, in certain games when there's like a lot of tall, big players, you need to get someone's head on it. Danso probably a good person to have around. You know, so
Definitely.
yeah, for me, I like Danso.
And then,
I do like Danso.
to me personally, I think let me just clear this up before we get onto the fourth goal, okay, Mia? Because I've got a lot to say about the fourth goal. I haven't really got a lot to say about the fifth, but the fifth, right? I think what. Savinio was robbed, I think, personally, from that goal.
I mean, robbed. I mean, I don't really understand it. At the end of the day, it came off. It wasn't going in directly into the goal unless it got the deflection. So therefore, it can't be his goal.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
Big up, Sarr.
On to the fourth goal. Where do I start? I've got to be careful what I kind of say now, because, let's just say I was really excited. Let's put it like that.
Kate.
That was a very excitable moment for me. And
I mean, I don't want to know too much information.
Especially when he left the Charlton defender head over heels, like, come on, right? And this is why I love Savinio, right? Or like he likes to be called now as Savio, because I've seen on TikTok, right, Mia, because I've got a TikTok account where
big up,
where some people, where the Man City fans are saying, oh, well, he was Savio when he was at Girona, he was Savinio when he came to us, and then he's gone back to Savio now, and now they're two different players. Like, I'm thinking, just grow up and just accept that he's gone. Like, he's a magical player. You didn't know how to use him, you know. But, you know, at the end, I'm really not. But Mia knows what I'm saying when it comes to
big up, Marianne. Yeah, no, he's him and Benji are very similar in that way, and obviously I listened to him talk about it. So yeah, big up to the two marks. But
with him, though, I think we're gonna, like I said before he came in, I thought we had a player on our hands, and do you know what? We have definitely got something on our hands, I tell you. But it's certainly not. It's a lot. There might be a lot of things we've got on our hands here, and a wonderful player is not even the right. Well, it's the only what's the word I'm trying to find? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember.
I'm entirely sure.
It's splurfative. I'm not gonna say. I can't. No, my face is kicking in.
Right. Anyway, let's Simon talk for a minute, and then we'll go on to Dan.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay, take a breather, Ryan. Take a breather, mate. You'll be fine.
In through your nose, mate. Hold it out through your mouth.
Oh, is that Dan speaking in the background? Sorry, was I interrupting there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, hi, Emir. Please like and subscribe.
Big up,
hi.
Just tell him the healthy way to breathe. That's all. Just like try and help.
Yeah, Ryan needs to calm. Yeah, Ryan needs to take a break. A bit of breathing. Yeah. Anyway,
we'll talk about the Charlton game, and then I will move on to the Newcastle game. So tell me quickly what your thoughts were about the Charlton game.
Yeah, comfortable win, 5-1. I didn't expect us to win 5-1, but it's a very comfortable win. First half, Mikey Moore took his goal pretty well, but I think the goalkeeper should have saved that anyway. But he had a quite good first half, obviously with his goal and that. But second half came to life a bit, obviously, when Savio came on, you can see the difference when he came on compared to what we saw with Tell in the first half when he fluffed a few lines, didn't he, Matthias Tell? But Savio looks a live wire, doesn't he? Down, playing down the right, but we know he can play down the left. But yeah, it was a comfortable win. But my main, getting away from Savio quickly, my main concern is our defending at set pieces, the ball coming in, nobody on the back post heading it away or anything like that. I'm a little bit worried about our centre halves don't get their head on the ball to clear it. So I'm a little bit concerned about that going forward. But the only way they can help out is we get Danzo in the team. But Danzo only play in certain games. You won't be playing him many a game because I think Danzo is our best header of the ball. So that's my concern regarding defending. But going forward, it's going to be a lot better now. Now we've got Savio. We've got Marmoush coming in now. So, and if we can get GAKPO added to that, I think we're going to be, pretty good this season. But obviously, we still got to be concerned about the number 10 because we still got an issue there now with Madison's out for only for a couple of weeks. So it's all the question: who's going to play number 10 for the next couple of weeks till Madison comes back? But we're getting a very good team together. And once we get everybody back up and running, I should think we should get into, definitely get into Europe this season. But but I was very impressed with Savio. I know he's playing against poorish opposition, but he's still got to, beat what's in front of you, haven't you? And looks a very confident player as well, doesn't he? Plays with a smile on his face, knows what he's doing, gets his head down, takes players on. Scored a lovely goal. I thought he got the second goal, but obviously he came off Davis. But that's a big bonus compared to what we see with Tell on the other side. He needs to be shipped out now. Tell, enough with him now. I've given up on him because he can't finish to save his life, can he? Tell
can't cross, can't pass,
can't do anything. Danny can't do anything. He can't do nothing. That's for Do
you know what he is? Do you know what he is? He's Timo Werner.
As for Bergville, headless chicken running up and down, going down blind alleys. He also needs to be shipped out as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing Marmoush play. He's a very good player. When we get the Marmoush from Frankfurt, we're going to have a hell of a player on our hands there. I think he's really going to do well. Him and Savio, I think they're going to link up very well together. And if we can get GAKPO in as well, even better. But we're getting there. It's been a very good window. I'll give it at the moment, I'll give it a 9.
Really, that high?
8.5, all right, 8.5-ish. But with GAKPO and maybe somebody else thrown in from left field just to get us into a 10. But we've got some very good players in, and I'm getting all the dead wood out. And it looks like Sarr is on his way to Nottingham Forest. It's advanced at the moment.
Yeah.
Sarr would be gone. It's just a shame we can't think about trying to get Gibbs White or Neko Williams coming the other way. And getting
Go and stick 8 million on the table. Go and stick 8 million on the table and say, there you go, you can have Sarr and Bergville.
Yeah.
Go do a deal like that.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. If we can get Morgan, Gibbs White and GAKPO in, Jesus Christ, it'd be fantastic.
We desperately need a 10 because we
need a
not
10,
got
Dan.
One.
We need a 10.
Desperately. We haven't got Madison, one.
Because Madison will come back.
Oh, forget about
But then
Madison.
They get injured again.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about Madison. He's made
Madison, forget about him. And Kudus, okay, he's not match fit yet, is he? So we don't know when he's going to be back up and running.
But if we want the team playing properly, he plays on the right, Sevilla plays on the left, Marmoush in the middle. Yeah. Otherwise, we're just going to have to be putting Kudus in the middle or Marmoush as a 10 and Richarlison as a 9. And it's still going to be
I want Richarlison gone down. I want Richarlison out the door.
But that's what we're going to have to do because we haven't got that number 10 covered. So if Kudus has to go as 10, who goes on the right-hand side? The only logic there is Savinho because he's played left and right. Tell's plays on the left. So then we're stuck with Tell on the left as well. Kudus in the middle, which I don't think is the worst idea. You ain't going to get Kulusevski there. He's done and dusted. You might as well write him off. Like literally, there's your contract, baked potato.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I totally agree about Madison. I think his days are done.
Yeah, Madison, okay, keep him as that squad player to the end of the season, then just palm him off, basically. Yeah. And then you need Richie and Solanke up front. You need a choice of 2 strikers there. Obviously, I'd rather get rid of one of them, but the only one who's really going to be able to cover a 10 properly out of that lot there is Marmoush. Really. He'll cover that 10 role best. Yeah. Play it as a false 9 even, however they want to do it. but we need that number 10 desperately as much as we need other players.
Yeah, because I do not want to see Gallagher at number 10.
It don't seem to work for him, does it?
It doesn't work. Gallagher's not a number 10. I do not want to see him playing at number 10. I really don't. He's not the answer, is he?
I'm still a firm believer of it depends how you want to play your number 10, because everyone thinks a number 10 is a playmaker. It's not. You can have your number 10 there basically playing not far off a bloody box-to-box role. Press forward, get the ball, pass the ball. Now, if they did that, I don't think that's the worst idea with Gallagher.
Yeah.
But Gallagher obviously showed that 10 role just ain't for him anymore, even though he was good at Palace at it. So that's a no-go. We need some creativity there up the front, basically. And we still haven't got that. Simmons is going to be lucky if he's going to be playing in February. So you can wait until February, March, April.
You can even write him off for the season, can't you? Time he gets up and running.
Exactly, because he entirely snapped his whole ACL. So we need. What did Arsenal do? They got an injury. They knew he was out for 3-4 months. So what did they went and do? Spent 50 million on a big player that can take that place. They wanted that.
That's right.
That's what they did.
That's right, Dan. I totally agree with you on that one.
Bergvall, get him out.
Oh, please,
Sarr.
Bergvall. Oh, he does my head in, Bergvall. Please,
you can tell he don't even want to be there. Look,
no, he don't. He's clueless. He's clueless.
No,
he runs up and down.
We learned a lot, basically. Yeah. Now I was in a bit of a panic mode with that game with Charlton because I desperately wanted that win. I don't care about that cup. It means nothing. It is a little Tim Pot Minky Mouse cup.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
No.
Okay, looks good on the side. It means absolutely nothing.
No.
But we needed that home win. That's all I cared about. We needed that home win, whether it was against Tamworth, Millwall, whether it was against Barcelona. We needed that home win. And we learned a lot about the players on there. You learned that Bergvall don't even want to be there.
No, I don't want him there either.
And he can't even stand out against the Charlton C team.
No.
Mikey Moore, you learned a lot about him. First 40 minutes, totally abysmal. Like nothing. You didn't even know he was on the pitch. I mean, if you go by it, Charlton had more home chances than we did.
Yeah, they did.
And then he got the goal and then he perked up. Archie Gray, respectable game. Good game. Stood out a little bit on the pitch. Yes, Solanke, I thought he had an abysmal game bar his goal. Apart from that, he'd done nothing. But this has taught us something, if people really want to look at it. Archie Gray should not be at Spurs. He showed his level, championship.
He's a championship player.
Not ready for Spurs. Showed his level, championship. Bergvall couldn't even stand out against a Charlton C, BC, whatever it was, championship team. Doesn't want to be there. Solanke couldn't even stand out bar a goal against the Charlton C team, championship player. And then you look at the other players on the pitch. Van Heck, still not a good game, but settling in, I'll give him that thing. Danzo comes straight on. You can see the muscle.
Good goal, Danzo. Very good goal, that, Dan. Very good header.
He's probably our best player in the air.
He is. That's what I'm saying. He is. Because I worry about our defenders in the air at the back.
I agree. He's probably better in the air than who we got up front. I
totally agree with you. Danzo's very good. He gets his head in there, doesn't he? Yeah. He's a very good. He's good. Danzo's good.
He's just in the air. The ball. What he is, he's a very poor man's John Terry. He's a no-nonsense centre.
Yeah, I get that.
Just get stuck, like a Tony Adams. That
sort
of
thing. Yeah.
And sometimes you need them.
Yeah, that's right.
The way we play. I mean, and for me, on the side, Udogie, I think he looked pretty. I think Udogie actually got bossed about a bit. I think he got knocked all over the place. Until usual stuff, beats his man, does absolutely nothing. So I think we learned on there that there are a few players on there. I mean, Fernandez, quality when he came on.
No, he's a good player.
He on. Savinho.
He's a good player, Dan.
But then let's calm down as well. You can only play who you're against, but because Savio came on and basically scored 2 goals against Charlton C team, I'm not getting excited. He looked good on the ball, same as Fernandez, but we was playing Charlton bloody B team. And a few of those players couldn't even stand out then. They was at their level. I think that's what we've definitely learned there, if people want to look at it realistically.
Yeah. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow, Mia. We'll see how we get on tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're
so
talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll move on to that then. We'll move on to the Newcastle game. Newcastle have got a couple of players out, although obviously that's good news for us. I still don't think they're going to be an easy it's going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. There seems to be a bit of our bogey team, Newcastle, as of late. So there is a bit of a concern about this game. It is at home. However, like I say, it's never an
Well, we
easy
know
game
what we're like
against...
at home, don't we? From last season and the season
Well,
before.
let's hope that's improving. But yeah, the thing about it is it will be a difficult game. Even if we've got Mamouche, I don't think he's going to maybe start. I'm not entirely
He's
sure.
got a good record against Newcastle, Mia.
He has. I would play him because he has got a good record. So it'll be interesting to see if he does start. So yeah, what's everybody's like concerns? Is anybody confident about this game at all? Just obviously don't talk over each other, but everyone just have their kind of say and keep it like respectful, obviously not talking over anyone.
I'm pretty confident because Newcastle have got a few injuries, haven't they? Dan Burns out, and I think their centre forwards out who played last week against Liverpool. I think he's out. I can't remember his name. You know the chap I mean?
The new guy that they've just brought in.
He's out. He's out. Dan Burns out. And Joe Linton's still out, isn't he? They got a few injuries, and obviously they know that we've got Tonali. Guimaraes has gone to Arsenal. Gordon's gone to Barcelona, so they lost some top players. And we, so really, I think I'm pretty confident about tomorrow. I know that we've got a bit of, they've got over it, they're over us. They got the hoodoo sign over us, haven't they, Newcastle? Like most teams have over the last couple of years. But I'm pretty confident we can get a result tomorrow. Hope so, because we don't end up losing 2 out of 2 in the league, do we?
No. So the player that's out is Osula.
That's it. Their centre forward. He's a good player. I've seen him a few times. He's a good little player. It caused a few problems. So 100%. If he was playing, so that's good news for us. But yeah, I think they may. I think Newcastle may get the odd goal, but I think we should beat them by a couple.
What's your thoughts, Rye?
Look, I'm kind of on a bit of a. I must be high or something because I'm on a positive train at the moment, Mia. I know this is actually scary for you to be hearing this, that I'm on a positive train. I honestly think it's either going to be a draw or a win. And unless anything severely changes in this team throughout the whole season, that's what I'm going to be saying all year. I'm not going to be predicting us to lose at any point this year. And maybe that's not the right way to go, but I must be on some happy clapping train at the moment or something. But I think with a lot of our new players that have come in and with the superlatives of Savinio and Marmouche, I think with Marmouche, he'll start tomorrow.
Hope
and
so.
I think it's going to be tight, but I think we could take it 3-2. Just because I don't trust Kinski in goal.
Interesting.
But Porro will be back tomorrow, and Van der Ven will be back tomorrow. Who's going to be playing left back? Udogie instead of Robertson.
It'll probably be. Well, I hope it. Do you know what?
It'll be Robertson.
It'll be Robertson, Dan. Will it? You reckon tomorrow?
I reckon because that's why he played Udogie the other day.
Yeah.
Robertson is a much better player than Udogie.
He can cross a ball, can't he, Robertson? When he gets up the other end,
one of the best crosses in the league.
He's not the player he used to be defending, but he can still cross the ball, as Mikey Moore found out.
Yeah, he can cross the ball better than Porro. Pinpoint accuracy.
Definitely.
Porro crosses with power. He crosses with accuracy.
With accuracy. Yeah, I know. I get that.
But then it comes down to our defending on how we want to play. If you're going to play with Porro and Robertson on there, you're basically playing with wing backs.
That's right.
They're not defensive in any.
No, they're not.
That is why Porro is such a crap defender, and he's a wing back.
Right.
And then we need to be telling either when one goes forward, one comes over, makes it free at the back, or one comes back and makes it free at the back, sort of thing.
So it's going to be Van der Ven and Van Heck centre half in tomorrow.
I think so. I think so. And then it's going to be either down to Fernandez or Tonali or whoever's there to come back and give it a DM role, basically, to give them a bit.
And who's going to be the number 10? Who's going to play number 10 then tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm going to have to see that.
Gallagher. It's going to be Gallagher, I reckon.
I mean, if you want someone who's got a little bit of creativity there, then you go and stick Tonali there.
Yeah,
he's got the capability of going forward. He's a good passer of the ball. He's not a number 10, but he's actually got a bit of imagination, which is something Gallagher definitely ain't got. So, but you're putting square pegs in round holes.
Teller plays. You think Teller be starting tomorrow? Teller, Savinho down the flanks.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, look, these games, I think people are just, I think these first 10, 12 games are going to be dirty, messy. We are going to lose games. We're going to get pummeled a couple of times. We're going to have a couple of good wins. I don't think we're going to be honestly starting, actually seeing significant progress, consistent progress until around about January, February. And I reckon up until then, it's going to be a really rough ride. And then I think from February, you're going to slowly but surely every game seeing an improvement. Not that we won't lose none, of course we will. I would rather it go this way than we win our first 10 games straight and then literally someone pushes us off a cliff.
Oh, we've had that before.
Exactly. I want to see improvement.
I can't cope with that again.
I want to see improvement. You got to think there's about 8 or 9 out of the 11 on the pitch that haven't even played together before.
That's right. It's going to take a while to gel, isn't it?
Exactly. And just because you've got a brilliant game on paper doesn't mean it's going to work. You've got if you've got that brilliant team, you've then got to get the right formation. You've got to get everyone playing in sync, everyone else. If he gets that whole team working but plays Porro as a right back, we're open already. Every team will sit there and do what they've done for 3 years and say focus on Porro because he can't.
Yeah, exactly. He's a weak link. Yeah. And
this is what De Zerbi's job is. There's players there to make a good team, in my opinion.
Oh, there is.
But it's not. I've accepted that it's not going to happen in 5 minutes. And even if the team we've got, we finish in 8th, a lot of people are going to be very upset because the amount of money we spend and everything. Yeah. Whether people like it or not, we are going to have to literally mirror image Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's going to take time. It's going to take time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you're still not happy with Kinski, are you, Dan? Dan, you keep saying about Kinski. You're not happy with Kinski, Dan, are you? You were saying for a while now.
He made a good save in the last game. Okay, fair enough. But I'm going to say the same to him that I said to Savinho. What else did he have to do? And it's
you don't think he's a long-term answer, Dan? No.
No, not at all. I think he'd be good as our number 2.
Yeah, I do as well.
He has, no matter how many people will tell me this, he has done nothing to justify that he is a Premier League standard player.
Yeah, I'd love a Donnarumma in goal.
Yeah, but there's other goalkeepers out there you could have gone for. We could have got Sevilla, we could get Costa, whatever. But it looks like he's going to stay there. But I'll put a bet down here to anybody now. You can say you heard it a second because I said it on my mail. By the time it gets to January, you're going to have more than 50% of this fan base saying we need an established keeper.
Yeah, and probably need a new goalkeeper in January. Yeah.
Well, look how many of them were bigging him up and then turned on his first game.
Listen, the thing is, I said, Dan, was if we do, remember when we spoke on Cookies and Sherry's channel, I said to them, I said to you, if we need a new one by January, then so be it. We'll have to go and get one, right? I said that's not a problem for now, and that if we need to get one, then if that happens in that we do need it in January, we need them in January, so be it. Like I've got absolutely no problems with that. Like I'm not somebody who's sentimental about it. It's just obviously we had so much to do that I felt like we're just creating more problems, basically. But yeah.
If we lose out on 6 points because of keeper calamities or whatever that could happen, that's a massive gamble we're taking. But either way, people know my point on that. But you watch, by January, it'll be so divided, we need an established keeper. But at the moment, he's the keeper. I'll judge him properly after 10 games. I'm just not happy with him as goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If
I can do,
at the minute, Dan, what would you rate the transfer window? Because obviously there is still holes to fix, right? We all know that. But what would you rate it at the moment with the players we've brought in?
Overall, I'd rate it a 7. There's reasons to it. We haven't got a new goalkeeper. and we haven't got a number 10.
Yeah.
The thing that puts it down to the 7 for me is the fact I'm just judging the whole window, not just the players. The way the window was done in the end turned out very Spursy. In the end of where we had this great start and then did absolutely nothing for nearly 4 weeks. Dragged it on and dragged it on and dragged it on. And then by the time it comes to the start of the season, we was unprepared, fully unprepared, not ready to play a Premier League game. That is not a good window. Now, the players we've had in and everything, brilliant, fine. I'm not complaining. Yes, we've missed out on a couple of players, I think. But for the way we done the window, adding everything to it, I've got to give it a 7 if I'm going to judge the whole window, not just by players. If I want to go by the players that we've brought in, then I can easily give that an 8.5. But if I'm going to judge the whole window, we should be prepared and ready and have those players there by our first game of the season, should we not?
Strikers, yeah.
Dan, can I push back on you that then? Just because
Go for
I
it.
get where, I know why you're saying, and I think if where I'm seeing it from your side with the 4-week gap is with the Savinho deal, but then would
And
that
Marmoush.
could yeah, and Marmoush. But then this is that's why I wanted to push back. Do you think it's probably because we was trying to get the deal for Marmoush is why it took as long as it did for Savinho?
You want an honest answer?
Yeah.
I don't care. That's not my job. They should have got their job done properly and quicker. And that is one thing we are known for at Spurs, that we just take too long to get deals done.
Yeah.
Now, get this one, I do think you can take a bit of the blame off Spurs, and it's there was a massive deal going there with City over 2 players and everything, bit of this, bit of that, get a loan out. There was a lot of piss balling about to go with it, yeah? But I can only judge the window on it, basically, as a whole. Whatever the reasons were, how many other clubs would have hung about that long and waited? How many other big clubs would have? Or would they have just said, right, this is your last chance, there's your money, we want Savinho. Oh, no, we're going to take another 2 weeks to, right, forget Savinho, bait potato, mate, see you later. There's plenty of others out in the market. That's what a real big club would have done. Now, I'm not complaining getting the players in any means. I like every player we have bought. Like I said, I still think we need a 10. I still think we need a goalkeeper and even a right back. I think we need.
Yeah, definitely need a right back.
So we are still unprepared. With what we've got, we've done well. The start of the seats transfer window, good. The players we've got out, very good. Still a couple more to go, but very good money we've made. But that massive gap in the window is what brings the rating of the window down for me.
Yeah, there was a massive gap on there.
Because by the start of the season, we was not equipped. We was not ready for that game against Brentford.
No.
And for me, that takes a couple of points off a transfer window. It depends how people want to look at a transfer window. People are saying, I'm a first to believe that if by the end of the window you've got all your players, yeah, be happy you've got them. But I haven't got to sit here and say we've done it right. I haven't got to sit here and say I agree with how we've done it. I don't agree with the way Spurs do most things. You should have it all there ready for the first game of the season. And then if a cheeky little deal comes in when the season started, yep, go snatch that as well. But we was unprepared.
So
and we still need 3 players.
So can I have a little pushback on that, Dan? Is that playing devil's advocate? Would you say, though, if we did walk away and not get Marmoush and Savio, and they were really the manager's first choice, would we then be saying, like, but then we're not giving the manager their first choice when he really, really wanted them? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying. You might even be right there, Mia. You might even be right. But big clubs don't do that.
That's fair.
People call Tottenham this imaginary big club, which we are not. We are a tier 2 club with Aston Villa and everything else. You know my opinions on that, yeah? But people keep calling this imaginary big club because we've won a few FA Cups in our life. Then act like a big club. Yes, we've gone and spent the money, but big clubs would not sit there for 3-4 weeks trying to make a deal with one person. They put it on, this is what we want, give it a week or so. No, fine. And then they've already got a list of 3 or 4 others to take the place that they go to. I'm happy we got them. I'm not going to complain. But the way the club has dealt with it and the massive 4-week gap. I mean, in that 4-week gap, if that was going on and we knew that Spence was going, Benji was the one who smashed this one on the head. Yeah, then why didn't we get right back in there? Why didn't we go and get a number 10 when everyone knew Maddison's crippled? Everyone knew Kula's made the bloody biscuits. Everyone knows Kudus is going to play on the right, and everybody knows
number 10 in
that
by
Simmons
now as well,
is going to and that Simmons is going to be out until February, March, even April.
Right.
So I can't go and big this window up as a 9 and everything, because we have still not done the job totally properly. But what we've got in, I can't complain about. The players we brought in, I can't complain about it. But the way certain things have been done and certain players we haven't got. Again, Mia, last I say of it, I totally get it, getting what the manager wants and everything. But by doing that, we acted like a tier 2 club.
Yeah, we've left ourselves short in a couple of positions.
I think that Rob actually makes a good point, though, because Arsenal did take 6 weeks to get Bruno. Liverpool took 8 weeks to get Barcola. And I think it was City took about 6 weeks to get Elliott in. So obviously those big deals do take some time.
I'll bounce that. Name those clubs for me again.
It will be Arsenal, Liverpool and City.
Yeah. They were so desperate that they had to rebuild their whole team, weren't they? No, they just had one player they had one player they wanted to focus on. They purely focused on that player. If it wouldn't have gone through, they'd have got another. They're not in the situation that we were in, where we were desperate to build a new team. We couldn't really. The fact that we took 4 weeks to go and do that deal, or if not 5 weeks to go, it was probably going on from the start of the window. So you can probably say, well, we've been after Marmoush for over a year, basically. Yeah, the fact that we did not go and get that done has now damaged our start of the season. We are not prepared. We was not prepared for it. So Arsenal can go out there and do you know what? And if the deal falls through, what's it really matter for Arsenal? They've got cover there anyway. They just want to improve their 11 because they're in that stage now where they only need to buy a player or two at the most. And if the deal wouldn't have been looking like going through, Arsenal would have said drop it and gone to another club. We just took a hell of a long time to get those 2 players through. And in the between, we done nothing. If we'd have done something like get a right back and get a number 10, okay, I get it. Some deals take longer. But with that stretch in the middle, that's my fault on the window, basically.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm going to hand over. Everyone mute, because Mr. Box Office is here to tell us some truths, as he is the giver of truths and the entertainments as well. So big up to you, Alex. What are you saying?
So I haven't been watching that much of the show. I've literally just come in, so that's the only reason why I've come in. And also, because even though I don't agree with you a lot of the time, Mia, I think sometimes you talk a little bit of rubbish, but it's some good rubbish though. Some good rubbish though. Some good rubbish though. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good waffle though. That's the reason why I'm coming on to recognise your show, because you should be getting more subscribers on your show. By the way, you know what I mean?
Oh, big up.
You work hard every single day to do some content. You know what I mean? So very good
content and all.
You know what I mean? So that's why I've always wanted to come on, but obviously I've had other things going on, and you don't need to know my, you can use your imagination on that one. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, what we talked about, because from what Dan's saying,
we're talking about the recruitment, about the Newcastle game. Go ahead, whatever one you want.
Yeah, on the back of what Dan says, yeah, I can see his point, right? But it's a difficult one. I hear the thing about we should have looked at other scenarios, but it was quite obvious that they were looking at Savio for quite a while. And as you've seen from De Zerbi wanted Savio as well. Yeah. So, and now we know that Marmoush was linked to that deal now. So now we got them in. So looking at the transfer window at the moment, if we have to mark it out, you have to say it's like an 8 for me. You know what I mean? And because I do think you've got players in that go into that first team straight away. That's the thing. The only one that I look at the moment that I question is the Bradka, because I think we should have got a better goalkeeper to compete with Kinski.
Yeah, right? I agree. Yeah,
absolutely. I just think we're just kicking that can down the road, and I don't subscribe to saying we've got too many foreign players in the squad. Well, that's been a problem for how many years now? So that's an excuse. And really, to be honest with you, if they can't fit them in the squad, they should have said that, you know, they just don't put them in and say, well, sorry, there's no space for you, so you've got to find another club. And if they want to stay and take their wages, well, okay, well, the club has to suck it up. They've got to suck it up because we can't be 17th. You know what I mean? Because 17th or getting relegated is going to be worse than keeping some of these players that are not playing, to be honest with you. It's going to cost us more money, you know, being relegated. So, and also to argue, not being in Europe as well. You know what I mean? So, for me, it's an 8 on the thing that we have got players that can improve that that team. You know, in the first team. But Mamouche, I did call him bang average in my top 5, but because of his season last season, I was a bit harsh. I agree, but now look at him. I did say that he will improve our team, and especially now looking at him in that Tottenham shirt, I do think he's going to do the business.
I do know.
I just when you just see him in that Tottenham shirt, it just gives you that feeling. You know what I mean? It wasn't that Robbie Keane feeling because I love Robbie Keane. I love Van der Vaart. Yeah, so I was excited. But you do have that feeling that this guy is here for the business. He's going to do the business. He ain't here to mess about.
No.
You know what I mean? That's why I'd say Spurs fans saying we need to give it time. Mamouche is not here to give it. He's not here for time. He ain't got time. He's 27 years old.
Yeah.
So he ain't here. He ain't here to just be 10th or 12th. He isn't there for it. All right. You can have the argument about Savio. You might have an argument about Fernandez. But you haven't got the argument for Senesi. You ain't got the argument for Tonali, right? Who just left the club that got him Champions League and won a trophy as well, right? Andy Robertson, you ain't got the argument for him because he ain't got that much time. You know what I mean? So I do think that Tottenham Hotspur do need to do well this season, right? And I'm talking still the 6th, 7th mark, right? Because I know that we've got some problems in the number 10 role, which is why I think we still need to get a number 10 because I don't trust Maddison. People keep on talking about Javi Simmons. He ain't. I don't care about Javi Simmons right now because he ain't going to be fit
now, isn't it? It's what we need now.
It's not going to be fit till the end of until January. All the bear waste of space. Kulusevski, until I see him for half the season in a Tottenham shirt, I'll start talking about Kulusevski. But at the moment, he's done to me, right?
Yeah.
And Kudos, I need to see him on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right? So when I look at all that, yeah, we've got those injuries to number 10, and we do need to sort that out, right? But with what the problems are going on with other teams at the moment, the things that they have to sort out, very late in this transfer window that is nearly ending now. I don't know how many days we've got till the transfer window ends now. I think it's about 5 or was it? No,
Tuesday,
4 days.
Tuesday.
How many days is that? Four days
Saturday,
now? 4 days.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days.
4 days. So 4 days. Yeah. And, you know, I don't think most teams are absolutely perfect right now. Okay. No. I still think we've got a shot. We should be competing at least to get in Europe this season. At least.
I agree.
Right? And I think if you get 10th or 12th, I am looking at De Zerbi. I'm going to give him a side eye because I don't think you're going to get any better than this season. Especially you got a striker like Mamouche, and they might even get somebody else as well.
Hope so.
That's my
Alex, let me describe this a different way to you. And Mira, I'll try to put it a nice way on your channel. Some people get drunk down a pub really, really quickly. Why? Because they just can't handle the drink. Then you've always got that bloody mate next to you that can knock about 20 bloody Stellas back before he's even rattled. You're all there done. He's still drinking them. Why? He can handle the drinks. He's expensive. The point I'm getting at, Alex, is some people will basically land on their feet and start running, and other people won't. This is a whole new squad, basically, bar goalkeeper and number 10, that is going to have to gel. If you think this is going to happen in 5 minutes, I'm not saying it won't, but it is highly unlikely. Chances are we're not going to see nothing of consistent progress. We might see progress in 2 games, and then we might get smashed for 2 games quite easily. Bar what? Marmoush, Savinho, and then Porro and Van der Ven. None of these players even play together. They don't know each other. They don't know where the other man's going to be on the pitch. They haven't got that chemistry yet. There's no chemistry in that team whatsoever. They've got players more than capable of it, but as the link between the players of what you need to... I mean, look at Son and Kane. There's chemistry. There's good link between players, yeah? Look at Eriksen with Son, the way he even was with Luka, the way he even was with... look at Eriksen, the way he was with them and that, yeah? That's chemistry. That's link. That is not a 5-minute job. Not at all. This team is not... chances are, being realistically, is not going to settle down and do well just because we've spent 450 bloody million on it. Look at Liverpool last season. Wirtz, total crap up until the last 7 or 8. Up until the last 7 or 8 games. Liverpool, look at them. Total crap up until towards the end of the season. And then they got their shit together. It's going to take us, I reckon, till about February before you see game after game after game to see significant improvement in every game after that. We're going to see it all over the place. It's going to be a quality game, a crap game, a terrible game, an okay game, a dirty game, a good game. We're going to have to be patient here. And like it or not, if it comes to the end of the season and we finished 8th because of a dog crap start to a season, but you can see us from January till the end of the season that we've played progressive, our football's been progressing, then it's a good season. Because 8th is a massive improvement on back-to-back 17th and 2 points off relegation. No, it's not what Spurs fans want. Why? Because Spurs fans haven't got the patience for it and just want everything yesterday because they feel because we're this pretending big club that we're entitled to be up there with Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea and Man City and Man U at all times when we have no right to even be put on the same table as them, yeah? But people think we are. Things don't fall into place into 5 minutes. Look at it like a relationship. Yeah, first 2-3 nights might be brilliant and then you actually start getting to know each other and you never want to talk to her again. Relationships take times. It takes a while to blend in. This, in my opinion, we are going to have to sit back and basically do what Arsenal did with Arteta if we want this to work. We are going to have to give this man time. We're going to have to let him make the bad decisions and yet grill him for it, but not call for his head. Because, mate, it ain't going to fall together in 5 minutes. We have made too many transfers out there for it to just land on the floor running. It's not impossible, but it's highly bloody unlikely.
I'm gonna.
Before you go, Alex, can I just quickly say a massive thank you to Daniel Field for gifting a membership, and it has gone to Stu Boyer, who did say thank you. So big up to you. Thank you so much. Yeah, go on then, Alex. Sorry.
I'm gonna rebut all this. Right. So yeah, I agree with you till like September, October, November. I think it's going to be quite like a bit of a mess, really. I think that's going to be with a lot of teams because of the World Cup and players coming back late. All right, 1 game a week. Like I mentioned, some teams have got a lot of things going on as well. Right, he's going to have a week with the players. Well, week with the players most weeks now. All right, we've got players that are Premier League experienced as well that have previously worked with certain players before as well. I think this is the best opportunity for us to get into Europe this season. And I'm not talking about Champions League. That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. All right, because we're not going to get in front of certain teams. All right, but I think there's certain teams out there that we can get in front of. Aston Villa one, and Newcastle another. And I do think we've got a chance over Bournemouth as well. Yeah. All right, and Fulham. So it's just I'm not saying. I do think when we've been hyping up this guy as a coach, and also I don't think some of these players are going to be happy just being 8th, right? I don't think they are. They don't come from big teams like Savinho, Savio, and Mamouche, and Andy Robertson, and Senesi, right? And Tonali.
Don't forget Van der Ven won't be happy.
And Van der Ven,
yeah.
Right? And say,
Porro.
I'm happy with 8th.
No.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work. They might not have the patience.
That's
They
right.
might not have the patience. That's the problem we have. at the moment. You get what I'm saying?
Fine. Then they can go. And then
Well,
you have to get another player in there.
Well, this is the point. This is the point.
That's what Arsenal did. Arsenal did it and it worked.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest here. Arteta got unlucky. Arteta got lucky as well.
No, he didn't.
Well,
No,
he did.
He got lucky. He got lucky that he had a board stand by him. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what
yeah.
he
But
had lucky.
if that was
The
Chelsea's
rest of it
board,
was not luck.
but if
No.
it was Chelsea's board, right?
Yeah.
He would have been gone. So like. I
Bit of a different situation, Alex. Chelsea,
Yeah, but
Chelsea were not this massive club that were finishing 8th and 9th and just totally getting embarrassed everywhere.
Yeah, but Chelsea don't put up with a lot.
Chelsea wouldn't be in that situation.
And Man United didn't put up with either. You know what I mean? So
well, they did.
And
for
Man
2
United are on the
seasons.
same level. Were on the same level with Arsenal as well. So
Man United did put up with it for 2 seasons.
yeah, but then they still sacked him. You know what I mean? Arteta had 3 years of bliss. Let's be honest here, right? Where he got a lot of money ahead of it, a lot of money as well, right?
Right.
Okay, and they stuck with him, yeah. But he's lucky that they stuck with him, right? Because other teams, would have got rid of him. You know what I mean? Liverpool did, look at what Liverpool did with Arne Slot after winning the championship.
Yeah, out he goes.
Out he goes. You see what I'm saying?
Again,
There's certain standards.
Subtle different standards, but Alex, we are, if we want to be realistic here, yeah, we are only, and I do mean only, Tottenham Hotspur. We are a tier 2 club. We are not Man U. We are not Chelsea. We are not Arsenal. We are not Barcelona. We are not Real Madrid. We are not Bayern bloody Munich. And again, this is where I have this argument countless times with fans who seem to think we are. This is why I always call it, and I know it rattles people, so I do it on purpose, an imaginary big club. Yeah? We shouldn't be looking at that yet. What we should be looking at is improving of what we are. Basically, what we are is this cup club with a lot of bloody money behind it and a bit of history that is stuck at near close relegation that has to build its way up to the top. And that don't take 5 minutes. You could go and probably get Klopp, Pep, Alex Ferguson. Go get me the best managers you've ever named. Right. Go get these players landing on their feet and go get them in the top 5 by the end of the season. Yeah, I think even they struggle with this. This is basically a whole new team. There's no chemistry there. Nothing. You have to make that happen. It might end up all working in 5 minutes. But if we're going to be realistic to what we've seen for other teams in history and football history, when does that happen?
Yeah.
So it's going to take time. And if people can't give it time, and then if Enoch can't give it time, then it shows that it's just Enoch being Enoch. They chuck the next manager out, 60 million down the shitter. Right, get the new manager in. Are they going to back him up with another 400 million? I very much doubt that. And then we are back into sitting in 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th place because
but how do you know that De Zerbi's going to stay? How do you know that De Zerbi's going to stay? Because he doesn't stay at the club too long. And also,
no, he's not. Look at his contract. It'd be a dickhead to leave.
But also, what if Real Madrid come to call in?
Well, that's life. Then you deal with it, and we get someone else.
So we're just talking superlatives at the moment. The contract.
Aren't you, Alex?
Like you just did.
Aren't you just saying doing the exact same thing? Because you're doing situations that you don't know are going to happen or might happen. You don't know yet, right? So they're exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there that De Zerbi doesn't stay at a lot of clubs. So
managers does stay more than 18 months.
The best coach going. He does well at Tottenham, right? Why do you think top clubs are going to look at him and say, "Oh, I want a bit of that"? So they'll just pay his release clause. That's what I might do.
I'll tell you the answer. Get on with your life, mate. Get on with it.
So this is the point. This is the point. So I'm saying at the moment, yeah, I understand that, but and De Zerbi's quite clear that he wants to be successful. He ain't got time to be waiting around, right? So it's all right. So, all I'm saying is at the moment, I'm not saying that we're not a tier 2 club. I'm agreeing with you there, Dan. Right? Don't get used to it. But you understand. I understand that anyway because I've been saying you've been doing shows with me for a long time. You know that I'm not on my team that highly. I don't think it is. I'm very critical of my team. That's why I call myself a Tottenham critic rather than a fan. Now, I taught myself. I'd say myself as a Tottenham critique rather than a fan now, because I'm more critical about my team and analytical about my team than actually cheering about my team. Yeah. So I understand that we're tier two club. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that there's loads of players that we've got in. It might take time, but we will have the time this season. We will have the time this season, because if we don't do well in the cups, right, we'll be at the cup, so we'll have more time on the training field. They can do training matches there. So they can do training matches there with other teams because they've done it before in pre-season, right? So, and with the time that he's got on the training ground, it's not like he's going to be coaching them. They're going to get to know each other as well, right? And other teams have got other things going on as well. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying we're going to have a brilliant season this season. I know there's going to be ups and downs, right? But how many points do you need to get 7th or Europe? What is historically you can get the points tally you need to get into Europe? I'm just talking about Europa League, maybe even Conference League.
I'd have to do a
What,
check
late
up on it.
50s or something? 50s, 50 something, late 50s, early 50s, late 50s.
I'm not saying it
Exactly.
can't be done. I'm not saying it can't be done
So
at all.
it's not impossible. And we're just
No one
talking
said
about
impossible.
10 points or something like that, 11 points or 12 points. Right? I think Tottenham finished, how many points did we have last season? 44, I think, or something like that.
Something like that.
Another
Early
15
40s.
points would have been in Europa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
So this is why, you know, I'm not too down on Tottenham getting Europe. And I think it is a reasonable, realistic ambition. You know what I mean? I am not talking about Champions League. I'm not talking about second. I'm
No,
certainly not talking about second. I'm certainly
get
not
that.
talking about third. I might look at Man City and say, yeah, they don't look the same, right? They've still got a lot of work to do because they looked a bit dodgy in the last match, right? And also, I've got to consider Everton as well, because Everton are looking good as well. You know what I mean? Leeds are looking good as well. So it can be the argument for any team that have got no Europe this season. You know what I mean? But I just think because of the transfer window we've done so far, all those positives at the moment, I
It
do
is
think we've got
big
more of an opportunity.
positive, Alex. It is a big positive that we've only got one game a week, yeah? It is. But the problem is that whole team is basically fresh. It don't know each other. Somebody name me a team with 7 or 8 players that has literally landed on their feet and gone and totally smashed it.
Sunderland.
No, they didn't totally smash it. Look how they fell apart at the end of the season. They landed well and it worked well, but by the end of the season they fell off a cliff. But it was a good. But it's a good example.
Not in the Forest.
But it's a good example. It's a good example. It doesn't happen very often, does it?
No, but like I said, I do think it's a Leicester season this season. I'm not saying that there's going to be a small team that's going to win the Premier League. No, but I do think it's one of those seasons where you're looking at one of the teams that doesn't look like they're in transition in Arsenal. All the rest of the teams are in transition.
I see what you're doing, Mr. Box Office. You just want more content, because if you put high expectation on us and then we don't achieve it, then you're going to have more content, right?
Yeah, but it's the same argument for Chelsea. It's the same. I mean, yeah, okay. Content makes content, Mia. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Don't give the secret out like that. You know what I mean? We don't want to give secrets out there. You know, to the people. You know what I mean? We need to keep the content going. But my point is, though, yeah, is that the same argument you can have for Chelsea, and Chelsea got more pressure on them. Yeah, because they've got one game a week, and look at the forward line they've got. Look at the team they've got.
Because
You know what I mean?
Chelsea are a big club. We are not.
100%. So they've got more pressure on them. So you can say it's the Chelsea that said that they should be doing more this season. So the same argument I've got for Tottenham, but it's a lower finish.
But
I'm
the thing
looking
about
at.
that is that not all the teams, all the teams you name should do well, then someone's going to miss out, right? So, you know, you can't, because the thing is, you're saying that this team could do well, this team could do well, any team could do well, and then obviously someone's going to end up missing out. And is that going to be Tottenham because all the other teams also did well? That's also what you've got to think of.
True. But this is my theory. This is my theory. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But I'm just looking in what the situation is right now.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Simon, you haven't spoken for a while. What's your thoughts on what's been said?
Well, I agree with both boys, really. It's going to be an up and down season. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some. It's going to take time for these players to gel. We've got so many players, it's going to take a while to gel. It's not going to happen overnight. We've still got a few players to come back from injury. So I'm looking at early next year to see where we, you know, how things are really going to pan out into next year before we really get a good idea of where we're going. But I think we'll definitely be fine in time. But it's going to take a little while for these players to gel because we've got so many players, 6 or 7 players coming into the first team. It's not going to happen overnight, is it? It's going to take time to gel. We've got other players coming back, as I said. So it's have to be patient. We're going to have some good wins. We're going to have some, you know, maybe a few heavy losses. But it's going to take time. It can't be like it was last season, that's for sure. Well, it won't be like it was last season, will it? It's going to be a lot better. But we just have to be a bit patient on this. But we got some very good players coming in, so things will look a lot better. Things will look a lot better. But we have to be a bit patient. But the Spurs fans, as we know, are a patient bunch, are they?
No, and where I would also push back a little bit on what Alex has said is that he wants to obviously a manager to prove it. But when you look back at someone like a Poch who did prove it in the end, he almost got sacked, right? So it's all about giving them that little bit of time because it's easy to jump on them and say they're not doing good enough. And that we should get them gone because they're not good enough. But they, of course, do need time because the team does need to gel. The manager needs to get their ideas into them. And we had the perfect example with Poch. We ended up giving him that time because we won the game thanks to Harry Kane. And, of course, the rest is history, right? So, of course, you do have to give them time. You have to expect to have a little bit of time where it is going to be a little bit turbulent.
It's going to be.
But I look at that and saying, but he still deserved time anyway because we weren't like a relegation zone, and in the end, Poch got 5th.
And got 5th in his first season.
But he almost got sacked, Alex. He
almost got sacked. But you can argue that because Spurs kept faith with him and realised. Well, they got somebody to replace him because if they had somebody to replace him, he would have been replaced. But the point I was making is, and you can argue that because of that rough patch that he had, all right, and maybe Harry Kane, did save him. But the only reason why Harry Kane saved him is because Soldado and Adebayor are absolutely goddamn useless. You know what I mean? Yeah, because if they were any good, he wouldn't be in the team. So, and then we ended up being 5th. So Poch normally, historically, starts badly, and then you see him getting better towards the end of his run.
Where do you think, out of question then, of however you rate this club, we all rate it differently, yeah? I mean, when I said to you that Chelsea are a bigger club than us, you already have someone saying that Chelsea are a not bigger club than us. I mean, I don't know where someone has lived for... You might have been big 50, 60 years ago. We have been the best team in England twice. Bloody twice, Tottenham have been considered the best team in England. Even Everton have been considered the best team in England 9 times. We have never, ever been the best team in Europe. What do people really think Tottenham are? Honest question for you, lot. Yeah,
cup team.
That is exactly what we are.
We are a cup team. That's all.
We're a club
of
our standards. Take the money side out
level
of this
2,
now,
level 2 team, level 2, tier 2, cup side.
Take the money out of this now, yeah. Take the business out of this.
Yeah, we're a cup side.
Out of this, yeah. I know all this makes a club, yeah, but you need all things to it. You need money, you need support, and you need to win things, yeah.
Yeah.
If we go by pure football history and take out the money and the support and that, where should we actually be in that league? What right have we got to preach of what position we should be in, do you think?
You're right. You're right. I think
I wasn't saying I'm right or wrong. I'm asking a question.
What was the question again?
I'll explain it again. For me, the main things that make a club: money, 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 money. Tottenham are only considered the 9th biggest club in the world because of money, not because of their bloody history, for God's sake, what they did in 1962. Who gives a toss? It's 2026.
Oh, yeah.
Nottingham Forest were considered big at one point, and so were Villa. Yeah. Then over time, they are not a big club anymore. Yeah. There's many other clubs out there that have done that too. But you need the money. You need the support of a fan base, which we've got both of them too. But then you also need good history behind you of what you've won. Now, everyone will tell me Spurs have won. Yes, Spurs have won cups, nothing more. I would give away every single one of those FA Cups for leagues, for league titles. I would give away all 3 of those UEFA Cups for Champions League titles. And anyone who tells me otherwise, I will straight call you a liar. Because I can. All right, that might be a bit harsh, yeah, but I will say I don't believe you. So, with what? If you take away our fan base and our money for the size of the club is what makes us considered a big club, what have we actually won that level of what would you say puts us in the league of where we have a right to argue with?
No, you're absolutely right.
Take away the fan base. Where should we be in that league?
It's the only reason. It's the only reason why we're in the conversation, Dan, because of the money. So you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, so where should we be? So where should we be?
We should be like what is it? We should be like mid-table. Yeah, mid-table. I would say, because I think there's other clubs out there that have got a bigger history. You can look at Nottingham Forest.
They won the European Cup twice.
You can say that. You can say that. We obviously Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah, they're in a different ballpark to us, aren't they?
Different ballpark.
Different ballpark. Forget about that.
Leicester City have won an FA Cup as well as a Premier League. So they've got really kind of, if you want to argue, they've got a bigger history than us right now.
Yeah, but the point I ask is where should we be looking at being?
Well, by that logic, what you're saying, I think we're mid-table. I say 10th.
Right. But here's the other side, yeah. But then when you add the other side onto it and you put the blueprints down that Daniel Levy has created for us, whether people like him or not, this is what all of a sudden makes Spurs supporters sitting there saying we should be up there with Chelsea, we should be up there with Man U, we should be up there with Man City, Liverpool, Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Munich. This is where people don't take the context in. Oh, yes, we should. Yes, we should. Because now take the football side out of it. Forget the football side of the book. Now you look at fan base support. Fan base support, I think we're in the top 10 most supported clubs in the world. Money-wise, we're in the top 8 biggest clubs in the world. So when you go and look at that book, you think, yeah, we're up there with the elite. Then you look at the football side.
We're not.
It don't make sense, does it? It don't
no,
add
we're
up.
Not. No, we're not.
We're in there with the tier 2 teams, i.e. like Villa.
That's right.
We're in there with the tier 2 like Everton, like Roma, like Lazio, maybe even Dortmund, Marseille, all that sort of stuff.
You're right.
But too many Spurs supporters seem to think that we are a big club. No, we are a big
No, we're not an elite club. We're not an elite club. We're a tier 2 club.
Exactly. And with what we've gone and bought, we have now proven that money talks and we've got money to spend it. So this season has got to be it is a transition season and you've got to build on it basically. Now, if we end up finishing 15th, whatever, obviously it's not good enough. No. But if we get 8th or upwards, and as long as after January, I am seeing progression in every single game. The games are getting better and better and better and better. We're not getting spanked every time. You can see there's a link with the defence. You can see there's a link up front now. Savinho, Marmouche, and whoever we're playing on the left, we've got a link there. You can see it starting to work. I'll be happy because I just don't think the first half of the season is going to land on its feet. And that's just trying to be realistic. I know people will call it negative, but I just try and be realistic in life.
We just got to be patient. We've got to be patient. I know we don't want to be patient. But we have to be patient with this.
I see your argument, but again, I'll go back to the players that we've got right now. Do they have the patience? Right? I'll go back to Marmouche. Marmouche is not coming here to be 8th, right? Because there's a reason why he's set to go to Man City, right? Savia the same. Andy Robertson the same, Senesi the same, Tonali the same.
No.
You know, name all those players. They're not here just to be 8th.
Well,
But
So-
they have been got to have told that there was a project as such, yeah. And I very much doubt he sat there and said the project for our first season we win this league.
No,
Or
no,
get in the Champions League.
but that's not the point I'm making.
Mamouche couldn't even get a bloody game at Chelsea, and nor could Savinho at the best of times until someone was injured. And I didn't see nobody else on the planet looking for him either. Yeah. So in that aspect,
but
Senesi has never even been at a big club. Van Hecke has never even been at a tier 2 club, but basically, yeah, because his level club is a lower down than ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Senesi.
Robertson, been there, done it all, but coming to an end of a career. The main one that we'll have to keep an eye on if we wanted to keep him, if it don't go great, is Porro.
Yeah,
because he's going to get looked at.
He's going to be looked at, yeah, possibly. Well, he's got to do better. He's still got to play well, though. That's the thing, because you've seen his record. But I still think that there is an argument that, regardless whether we think what we think about, these players have egos, they have agents, and they're not going to just stick around if a ship is falling.
He's not doing very well.
And when you see what's happening with Aston Villa right at the moment, that's the proof of the pudding, right? Because we have not been much more successful than Aston Villa recently, right? If we want to have that argument, right? Just because we're Spurs and we've got money, there's no reason why players will stay, right? Yes, they stay for the money, but there's only so much time they sit there and say, they're going to speak to other mates and say, well, it's better over here. You know what I mean? So if it's sinking ship, and I'm not saying that it won't be a sinking ship, because I think it might be a steady ship that he might be running.
That's right, Alex. It'll be steady. Be steady for a while.
But at the same time, I'm not going to delude myself and say, right, okay, we just need to give it time. Oh, let's do 8, 10. Oh, it'll be fine.
They won't want that. They won't want that.
No, you don't know what's going to happen next season. No one knows what's going to happen next season. Yeah, it might be a completely different season next season. You know what I mean? The circumstances might have changed. All right? So this is why I'm saying what I'm saying at the moment. If you've got the advantage, take it. Take the advantage you've got at the moment. At least give it a go. Right? Because if you don't give it a go...
Alex, I don't think no one's saying don't give it a go, mate. Nobody has said that yet. And I get the point you're making, one game a season. But then you've got to take everything into this word that so many people like using, bloody context, yeah? What are the actual odds? And anyone in the chat, Mia, what are the actual odds that these players land on their feet and within 5 games we are absolutely smashing it? Because if you look on paper, that's actually a pretty solid team we've got there, yeah? Pretty solid first 11. And even the subs bench looks a bit better now. Yep, there's certain places we definitely need: goalkeeper, right back for cover, and a number 10.
Yeah, so
realistically, who honestly thinks within 5 games we are going to be smashing it to the capability of what you think those players are worth on paper?
No,
so how about we go round, because I've got one more final question to ask, and a starred question before we round off, because I do need to get going.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting a bit peckish,
Yeah, I'm hungry, to be fair. So percentage-wise, Ryan, what do you think about Dan's question? What percentage do you think chance there is of these players hitting the ground running?
Do you know what? I want to be optimistic, but I can't be for this. I think the earliest we probably get these players hitting the ground running up and properly is probably the earliest is November. That's the earliest I can potentially see it.
That's not the question. That's not the question I actually asked. I said in a percentage, what chance? I say for me, I think there's a 10% chance that we'll hit the ground running.
No, I think it's less than that. I think it's less than that. Like I said, I think it's probably going to be more like about 2% chance, and the reason why is because I don't think we'll get up and running until November. But at the same time, I agree with Dan with one thing about what he said earlier about the Carabao Cup being a Mickey Mouse Cup, and everyone knows that I think that's a Mickey Mouse Cup compared to the FA Cup. But I think we will actually win it, and I think we'll win the FA Cup as well.
Really?
There we go. Sarr, so what's your thoughts about the percentage?
Between 5 and 10%.
Okie dokie. Fair enough.
That's it. 5 and 10%. It's
Dan,
going to
what's
take
your
time. It's going
thoughts?
to take time. All this.
Yeah.
It's not
I
going to
reckon
happen
you might-
overnight. It's not going to happen
No,
overnight.
it's
We have
not.
to be patient. Have to be
Exactly.
patient on this one.
Exactly. And
Have
people
to be
just think you're
patient. It's
being
going to be
negative
like
for
we've
it.
got an international break coming up for 3 weeks as well. Don't forget. So
Yeah,
then
that's
we'll be
true.
like what? Late October, beginning of November. It's going to take until about January to find out. January, early February to find out where we're going to be.
I agree.
Where
where
we're at. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. We've still got so many players still to come back, but they're going to be out for a while. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I'm just going to have to be. It can't be like last. It's not going to be like last season. Just have to be patient. But I know Spurs fans aren't patient, and I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to be. Just have to be patient, boys and girls.
Let's talk
That's all I can
Tottenham.
say.
It's just a question. So I'm just putting it to the panel because obviously it's just an opinion like what Dan has said. And it's just us like batting around ideas and thoughts. So that's all it is. Dan, what's your thoughts?
I can see 1 or 2 players hitting the ground running, but I don't see that team doing it until January. I think there's like a 10% chance, 5% chance sort of thing that all of a sudden that team just clicks up and gets running. It don't hardly ever happen.
Agreed.
It's highly unlikely. And this is where I know we've got chances of, because it's 1 game a week, more time on the training side and everything else. But again, we've got basically a 5% chance that every single player hits that ground running and this team explodes and kicks off. I totally agree with what Simon said. We are not going this. I just do not see us hitting this ground running and even looking good.
It's going to take
bar
time.
the odd game or 2 until round about January, February.
That's right. That's
and
right.
Then in January, February, you actually get your stuff together and injuries are nice to us as such.
Yeah.
You can actually significantly progress up the table from a 14th to a 7th place very, very easily.
Quickly, yeah.
This is my point, because this is when things start getting messy. This is when injuries start coming in. This is when players get knackered. This is when this happens. Yeah. If we still get another player or 2 in January as well to build on how we are doing, we could have a much better season. Just because I'm saying I think we're going to have a proper crap shady start doesn't necessarily mean it's a crap season. You can cover a lot of lost time as from Christmas, can you not? Yeah?
Yeah.
And at the moment, that is basically a whole new team now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4 players have played. 2 players have played with themselves at a different club in that first 11. Marmoush, Savinho, yeah? And then in that first 11 that we want, you can say Porro, Van der Ven, and Kinksky. You can even put it down to, yeah? That is hardly a bloody chemistry in a squad. Is it? Hardly.
Yeah, no,
and
true.
There's a chance we might even have another player come in, yeah? So where's the link? Where's the chemistry? Where's the relationship that you ask the woman to marry you? No, I'm sorry. Some people are dickhead enough to go and do that after a month. I'd rather they did it than me. It takes a long time to build that up.
That's right.
We probably won't even be on our feet running by the end of the season. By the start of next season is where you're going to definitely see it, depending on how many changes they make. But as long as the season goes through, I keep seeing a bit of progress here, a bit of progress there, and then up from Christmas to January, I start seeing massive progression in each game. You can see players linking up better. You can see the goalkeeper controlling his box better. You can see the strikers knowing when the ball's coming in because they trust their winger. You can know the winger. You can see the wingers blatantly cross the ball because he knows that striker is going to be there, not because he's had to look he's going to be there. Then I know I'm seeing progress at a club and a football team. Or am I exaggerating now?
Yeah, no, I agree. I do agree with you. Alex, what's your thoughts? Because obviously you might have a slightly different view to everybody else, because you normally do.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like I said, I don't think it's unrealistic to say, yeah, it's going to be up and down in the first part of the season. But I expect after a few months of training that we can get at least 53, 54 points, maybe 56 points, and that would be good enough to get into Europe. And that's not well past Tottenham's what Tottenham can do, because if we can win a few home, more home games,
the home fix, home
more
form's got to
home
be a lot
games.
better than it has been the last 2 seasons.
You know what I mean? Like, because the reason why we weren't very good last season because our home form was absolutely awful.
Oh, shocking!
We missed out on so many points last season because of our home form.
That's why we ended up in the relegation, because of our home form.
So,
we need to have a better home form this season. We've got to sort that home form out, for Christ's sake. It can't be like last year.
So, so then if you're like, because I think we only for 3 home wins, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, for a club like Tottenham, you should get over the 10 mark of home games.
Should do, but it's Tottenham, isn't it, Alex?
We should get over the 10 mark. So then you're talking about, I think we're talking about 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 10, no, 12, 12, no, my maths, 15, 18, 15, 18 points possibly. 18 points more. So
18 points more.
18 points more, something like that. Maybe even more. So because I'm talking about 10 home wins. So if I'm talking about that, I'm going to talk about maybe 53, 54, 58 points to get into Europe, maybe in the Europa League. That is definitely realistic. You know what I mean? And we still got Europe. We still got Carabao Cup that people take seriously. I don't really care about it. And you got the FA Cup that would be nice to win.
That would be very nice to win
to get into Europe. So I don't think it's an unrealistic thing to do to say when you've got 1 game a week and other teams have got other things going on.
Right, Mia, I've got to go. Good talk to you. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay, see you later, Dan. Cheers for jumping on.
Mate.
So I'm going to quickly go round and ask you all for a score prediction for the Newcastle game, and then we shall be wrapping up because, as I say, I need to go and eat as well myself, to be fair. Sarr, what's your score prediction for Newcastle?
Score draw.
Okie dokie. Mr. Box Office?
2-1 Tottenham.
Fair enough. Right.
I said this at the beginning, didn't I? But I'll give it again. It's going to be a 3-2 win.
3-2 win. Everybody in the chat, please make sure you're putting in your score prediction. If you're watching this on the playback, please make sure you comment your score prediction. And also make sure you're smashing that like button and also the subscribe. I really appreciate all of you that have stayed here with us for nearly 2 hours. That is a long old stream for me to do because I don't normally do 2-hour streams. I normally just try and do my hour. But with guests on, it gets, you get talking. So
nice to meet up with you, Alex. Nice to meet up with you, Alex.
And we've got 3-1 from Sean the Boss.
Keep going, mate. Keep going.
Yeah, he always keeps
going. Keep going. Yeah, I love his opinion. I really do. I don't always agree with him, but he's a good lad.
Druller's gone for 3-1. Talking Tottenham. Let's Talk Tottenham has gone for 2-2. Jason's gone for 2-1. Tight, difficult game, he's saying. One is saying 2-1 to Spurs. A lot of 2-1s. Cyril saying 2-1 as well. We've got I can never read notes. Let's go Rob.
Not Rob.
Yeah, that's the one. Well done, Mia. Interesting stream. Big up to Let's Talk Tottenham. Please make sure you go and subscribe to everybody who's out there, as well as Mr. Box Office, of course. And if you don't know, you've got to get to know. And also Ryan over at Playful Spurs as well. Julia, I don't know if she is still around to put in the links, but if not, I will put them in the description for you guys to go over and subscribe to them all. It's always good to have difference of opinions. We don't always agree on here, but we keep it respectful, and that's what I like. Otherwise, you're out of here. I don't have tolerate any BS on my channel. So, there you go. Julia's there.
Good show, Mia. Good show.
And she comes in. Please make sure that you go and do that for everybody. My score prediction. I'm going to go for a 3-1. I'm feeling like we're at home. I feel like that we're gonna have something to prove. I feel like the new players are going to have something to prove. So I'm going to say that's the score prediction from me. After what I've been watching, 10-0 to Newcastle. Jeepers, Joe.
Jesus.
God, Joe, come on now. But yeah, big ups to everybody again. Thank you so much to all my guests for joining me, and also for Daniel for gifting a membership. And I also did gift another 5 memberships. So big ups to everybody who received those. So yeah, we'll be back on Monday at 11 o'clock, and I shall be discussing all that's happened. From now on, I will be doing panel shows, so anyone can hop on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they're the days I will be putting the link out, so people can come and join me and have their say on the games and the games coming up. So I will be doing that. I'm here just dropping in and out. Yeah, nice. Big up to Judla. So take very, very good care of yourselves, everybody. And we shall
Have a good
speak
weekend,
again
people. Have a good
real
weekend,
soon.
people.
And of course, come on, you Spurs.